So we will wait for 1 more minute. All right. Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, okay, wherever you are. Welcome to the Master of Science in Management of Technology and Innovation briefing. I am Professor Kenneth Huang from NUS in the Department of Industrial System Engineering and Management. I'm also the academic director for the MSc MOTI program. Okay, so again, very warm welcome to all of you for showing up today. And if you are here, first, congratulations, because you are definitely among one of our very selective pool of candidates. It has been a difficult but rewarding and selection process. We are able to get many good students to join us to come on board. So again, congratulations, okay, and welcome. Okay, so today's briefing, we are going to share with you a little bit about the curriculum, about the structure of the course, and also try to have an opportunity to answer your questions, right? And today with us, we have our distinguished instructors, our professors and lecturers from different courses, and I will ask them to share with you a little bit about each of their courses toward the end of the presentation, right? So for the first 20-25 minutes or so, I will kind of run through the program and then try to introduce its structure, how you can graduate and so on. And after that, you have a chance to ask some questions. So unless there are some burning, clarification questions, please hold it towards the end of my introduction. All right. So with that, let me get started. Okay. So the MOTI program is housed in the Industrial System Engineering and Management Department. The first point of contact, this is our room and our phone number. And Jeffrey here is our program administrator. He's super competent. So if you have any admin questions, question about the courses, enrollment, and so on, please direct to Jeffrey. We also have Mavis here to help out on the side. And our department head is Associate Professor Eng Zhi Hui, who's our department head, and I'm the MOTI academic director. Okay. By the way, I think it's worthwhile mentioning, if you go to our website here, ISEM, and then you just do a Google of MOTI, all the information are there, courses, curriculums, graduation requirements, and so on, right? So our website actually has a wealth of information. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more about the website later on as well. Okay, so in general, our program requirement for a full-time or part-time candidate for the general degree of Master of Science in MOTI must successfully complete a program of study consisting about 40 units. Okay, so the 40 units include at least 4 core courses, so 16 units, right? 4 times 4. And the remaining units can be obtained from both the list of electives and other courses to make up a total of 40 units, right? It is possible to take courses outside the department, up to 8 units, but it has to be pre-approved. Right. All right. So one example of the curriculum for 40 units, right? So these are some of our course offerings. You can see 40 units, at least 16 units are core, and you must maintain a GPA of at least 3. Okay, so it's average of B minus average. So this is, for example, an illustration. Okay, so there are many courses here. A general graduation, without area of specialization, right, would be something, for example, something like this. You will be taking some core courses, intellectual property management, innovation strategy. I'll be teaching this course, and then as well as Anna. So I'll introduce this later on. You could be taking value creation through product development, which is also a PMDS elective, management of technological innovation, business finance and technology industry, marketing of technology products in the digital era. Okay, say you take these 5 courses, 4 courses, and then you can select, a number of courses, electives from other, area of specialization, focus, innovation, entrepreneurship. For example, you take tech-based entrepreneurial strategy, you take something from product management, digital strategy, service innovation management, quality planning and management, and then you could take something from data analytics, right, for innovation management, such as technology forecasting, intelligence and foresighting, and then maximizing innovation value through pattern analytics. Okay, so this would kind of complete your, MOTI, degree requirement without area of specialization. Okay, but some of you might be interested to choose an area of specialization. Again, you must also finish 40 units, right? Again, at least 4 core courses, 16 units, and you need to do at least 4 AOS basket courses, right? So 16 units, right? So these AOS units can be double counted if the course falls in a core plus elective, okay? But to get an area of specialization here, you need to maintain a GPA of at least 3.5, right? 3.5. And all students may only opt for only one, at most one, right? AOS or not, or none, okay? Or at most one, and may change your AOS declaration at the start of a new semester. Okay, so this is an example of a MOTI student with an area of specialization in DAIM, right? Data Analytics for Innovation Management, right? So again, you take 4 courses here, right? And then here, DAIM, you need to take data analytics for industrial engineering. This is a DAIM compulsory core, so you need to take that. As well as, you're taking technology forecasting, maximizing innovation value, apply engineering statistics. So these are some of the electives from the DAIM, okay? Because you're already taking the data analytics for industrial engineering. So these are the 4, right? The 4 courses, the 16 units from the AOS basket. And then in addition, you can take some from innovation entrepreneurship. You can take some from PMDS and so on, okay? So you can select some of those, right? So I hope it's clear. Okay, so somebody says, okay, so I want to do a PMDS area of specialization. Again, this is a sample, right? A sample, you don't have to necessarily follow this. You take 5 core here, and then you want to do the PMDS. So again, here you choose, 4 elective, right, from the PMDS category basket. So managing the human elements of technology management, creativity, and problem-solving skills, digital disruption and technology strategy, and finally, experiential learning applied projects, right? So this allow you to, kind of finish up your PMDS area of specialization, plus you take a couple of other courses from, other baskets, right? Okay, I hope that's clear. And then one last illustration. Again, some of you might be super interested in entrepreneurship and innovation. I do a lot of work on innovation. So, some of you might want to think about startups, after you finish your MOTI. So you again do 4 core, and you decide to focus your effort on innovation entrepreneurship. So you take here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, elective or courses from the INE basket, and therefore you can graduate with, by maintaining a 3.5 GPA, you can graduate with the MOTI with INE area of specialization, right? Okay, good, all right. So again, if you hold your questions, unless you have burning clarification question, otherwise I'll take them towards the end. Okay. Okay, so this is the academic calendar for NUS. You have access to that. You can just download that from the website. We will start our first week from August 12th, right, 2024. Usually the semester runs through 13 weeks, plus a week of term break, recess week in between. Okay, so this is some of our courses have exam. Many of them do not have exam. So if they do not have exam, then there's no examination here for you. But do check out the requirement with our respective instructors. Okay, and we get a vacation of 5 weeks, and after that, we'll come back on January 13th for week 1. So that will be semester 2. Again, go through 13 weeks plus a recess or break, midterm break week in between, and reading week plus 2 weeks of examination. Okay, again, please do check with the instructor whether there's a final exam for your particular course. Okay, so in terms of a little bit on the workload, right? So some of you are, could be ambitious. Okay, I want to finish the program in 1 year, right? For a full-time student, yeah, that's possible, right? So all you need to do is all you need to do, right? 20 units per semester. Okay, so that's quite a bit, right? So that's five courses, okay, per semester, right? So that means that you might not have a lot of time for outside school activities, extracurriculum activities, even internships and things like that, right? So we advise, right, in general, try not to rush the program. Okay, 1.5 years will be advised. Okay, that allow you a bit of room for enjoying the what NUS has to offer, right? Extracurriculum activities, student activities, and other things that Singapore and which is a gateway to Southeast Asia, right? So could offer. Okay, so 1.5 year will be advisable, but anyway, you can take up to a maximum of 20 units per semester. Okay, so a maximum candidature for full-time student is 2 years. Okay, so you cannot do more than 2 years. So if you take a leave of absence for whatever reason, some of you might need to work overseas, I don't know, for half a year, or have some other family personal reasons, the up to 2 years of leave of absence might be granted, but has to be excluded from the count against maximum candidature. Okay, so you can do 1 year if you have to take a leave of absence and then come back to finish your study. For part-time student, a little bit more flexibility, right? You normally take 20 units per year. The shortest duration would take up to 2 years to complete if you are a part-time student. So normal duration is 2.5 years, okay? 5 semesters for part-time student, a maximum of 12 units per semester. So maximum candidature for part-time student is 4 years, okay? 4 years. So new student advised to take 2 courses in semester 1 instead of 3 or 4, okay? Just to ease you into the program, to get you warmed up, and then to get you, acquainted with the instructors and the requirements of the degrees and so on, okay? Okay, so why do we advise 2 courses? Because GPA is important, right? As we mentioned, you need a minimum of at least 3, right, to graduate, right, from a general MOTI degree. Okay, so this is how GPA is calculated, right? GPA, a grade point times unit, right, over the total number of units, right? So that's your GPA, right? So minimum of 3.5 for MOTI with area of specialization, a minimum of 3 for general MSc MOTI degree without, right, AOS. Okay, so you will be placed on academic warning if your GPA falls below 3, right? So, and in worst cases, dismissal if first semester of study GPA is less than 1.5. I don't think so far, so this is very rare, okay? But just to share with you, for 2 consecutive semesters when your GPA falls below 2.5, or for 3 consecutive semesters when your GPA falls below 3, okay? So even taking a leave of absence does not break up the consecutive semester as shown here, right? So you can't take a leave of absence of 1 semester and reset, right? So there's no reset. So student on academic warnings are advised to speak to myself, and then we'll include Jeff, and then we'll advise you on how you can best proceed, or how we can help you, right, to improve the situation. Okay. So again, we said that for part-time student, or even for full-time student, don't overload in your first semester, right? Because when you overload, you might get a little bit more stressed up, and because some of you are not quite acquainted to the NUS environment and the requirement of each of these courses. So for example, student A, right, if you in the first semester, if you overload and you get not a good GPA, a poor GPA of 2, right, you get your first academic warning, right? And then you try to work harder and you try to pull up as you get used to the environment, you get a 2.75 GPA in your second semester, average of B grades. You still get academic warning, right? And eventually, yes, you did well and you graduate, but you are already pretty stressed up, right? On the other hand, if you don't overload, right, you take it easy into the first semester. If you're a part-time student, maybe 2 courses, full-time student, maybe 3 or 4 courses. You do well, and then that sets you in a good, have a good starting point. you'll be a little bit less stressful, and then that ease you into the NUS environment, and then you continue to perform well. Okay, so I think that's the situation we like, right? We don't want you to be overstressed, and we want to give you all the help that we can give you, and so try to avoid overloading in the first semester. Okay. Just a little quick note about plagiarism. I think this is quite common across all leading universities. At NUS, all students share the responsibility to uphold academic standards and reputation of the university. So honesty is a prerequisite condition, right, in the pursuit and acquisition of knowledge. Academic dishonesty is a misrepresentation with the intent to deceive or failure to acknowledge the source or falsification of information, or if inaccurate statement, just taking or lifting, paragraphs or copying without citing the sources, without quotation, or even cheating exams, right? So all these constitute, academic dishonesty, right? So there are many forms of academic dishonesty, and plagiarism is one of them. Plagiarism is generally defined as a practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own, right? So the university, we take this very seriously, and students have been, very adversely affected and punished academically because of plagiarism, okay, during exam or otherwise. So make sure you cite everything, you quote everything. We will run we'll run a plagiarism checks, for many of our final assignments and even exams and so on. But please make sure you do your part. Okay, so if you want more information, you can refer to the websites here: Plagiarism Prevention Services, more information on upholding academic integrity and avoiding academic dishonesty, right? So these are some of the resources you can access to help your understanding and to avoid plagiarism, right? So regardless of the component of the course, could be continuous assessment or with final exam, if a student is found to be guilty of academic dishonesty, the maximum, the worst outcome will be, you just get an F grade for the course. All right, so something a bit lighter after that sharing of plagiarism. So we do have NUS overseas colleges, right? So this is for you to experience, while you're at NUS, but also have a chance to experience overseas, right? Whether it's in Shenzhen, or whether it's in Munich, Israel, Nagoya, Japan, or parts of Southeast Asia, right? Okay, so this is a possible schedule, a typical schedule. So in your semester 1, right, you come into NUS, and then you decide to take a few courses, and then in your semester 2, you start to plan your overseas industrial projects and attachment, and then your overseas university courses. Okay, so you take some courses outside NUS campus overseas, right, in semester 2. And then in semester 3, you come back and you complete your MOTI degree, okay, with the remaining courses. Okay, so that's one possible schedule, right? And again, if you are interested in NUS Overseas College, we will have more information. And then, of course, you can also refer to their websites. You have to be selected, okay? So there is a selection process for NUS Overseas College. And then on our side, if you want to engage in industrial project and attachment, you also need, of course, approval from the program office, okay, from our side. Okay, so in terms of course registration, here are some important dates to share with all of you who are coming in. First, academic plan declaration runs from 15th of July, which is coming up shortly, right, in 4 days time, 15th July to 19th of August. So this is compulsory for all of you to do, right, at least 24 hours before round 1, right, regardless of whether you're selecting an area of specialization or not, right. You select course round 1 from 22nd of July to 23rd of July, right, 9 a.m. and then to 23rd July, 12 p.m. The outcome will be released on the 25th of July, okay, at 9 a.m. Your round 2 course selection will start on the 30th of July, 9 a.m. to 31st of July, 12 p.m. Okay, so the outcome will be released on the 2nd of August at 9 a.m. right? And then you submit your course request between 30th of July to 31st of July. The outcome will be on the 8th of August, 9 a.m. For courses outside MOTI, again, subject to not only the home department, but the host department has to approve your course because they might have admissions or class number constraints as well. And sometimes extra fees might apply. Okay, so first, please turn to our MOTI courses. I think we offer a wealth of really interesting courses, and going to let the instructors talk about their courses in a little bit. And but do turn to our MOTI and then ISE courses and related courses first before you go out. Okay, and you know, you might see some really interesting courses outside CDE, you know, College of Design Engineering or ISEM. That's fine, but note that it has to be subject to approval, and sometimes extra fees might apply. For round 3 course selection, it will run from 5th of August 9 a.m. to 6th of August 12 p.m. The outcome will be on 8th of August 9 a.m. Right? There is a bit of a penalty if you get a W grade, right? If you know decide you don't drop before 26th of August, right? If you don't drop the course, then you get a W grade up to 29th of September. But after that, after 29th of September, starting from 30th of September, you get an F grade. Okay, so you make sure you plan it right. Don't drop the course too late, and then make sure you participate in the academic plan declaration as well as the course selections. Okay. All right, so I mentioned leave of absence. Again, so for a few of you, you might need this for personal reasons or for career, you know, work reasons. So always submit LOA via EduRec before second instructional week. Else you might be deemed to as withdrawn from the program. Okay, so make sure you submit the request. It is possible to convert between part-time and full-time. We had a couple of cases, not many. So if you want to do that, because your status might have changed, your work conditions or your work requirement might have changed, okay? So you can do that by completing the application form, right, using the portal above. We will send the slides to all of you to your email after the presentation, okay? So no worries, you get all the links. NUS mods here allow you to look up, you know, NUS course informations, you know, what's offered in academic year, what the course is about. Okay, so do look up that website, it's very useful. And then for graduation, right, some of you ask, okay, so I'm done with my 40 units. I fulfill my general requirement for MOTI. So can I graduate? Yes, you will be automatically graduated. So there's no need to file for graduation once you hit the requirement. Okay, so whether it's 40 units in general, you complete the MOTI degree in general, or your AOS requirement, which I mentioned before. Okay, so there's no need to file, and then this will be conferred. Okay, so do know that if you are interested to take certain courses, but you know in semester say 3, but by semester 2 you have completed all your units and all your requirements, then you cannot do another semester because then you'll be graduate. Okay, so we had a couple of cases like that. So again, make sure you plan well. Once you hit your requirement, you'll be graduated. You cannot stay on for another semester to do another course or two. Okay, so please note that. So conferment of the degree will either be on 31st of January, end of semester 1, or 30th of January, which is end of semester 2. Okay, I hope that's super clear. All right, so at this point, okay, I'm at this point I'm going to open up the floor for some questions if you have before I introduce all the instructors and let each instructor tell you a little bit more about their individual courses. Are there any questions about what I have covered so far from the students or the instructors? But I doubt. Yeah, students, anyone? Okay. Feel free to put in the chat. Okay, Jeffrey is here. Maybe he's here. We can also help to answer by the chat. But if you have any question, feel free to speak up now. Okay. All right. So it's okay. We will have other opportunities after the introduction of the separate courses by the instructors later on. Okay. Oh, we have one question on the chat. Okay. For part-time student, is it recommended to take 2 core modules in 1 semester or balance with 1 elective? Okay, so I think the choice is yours. Okay, but do note that if you plan to graduate in say 4 semesters, 2 years, some of the core courses are only offered okay, in semester 1, right? And this applies for full-time student as well. If you want to finish in 1 year, you need to plan it right? Sometimes the core course you need to take are only offered once, okay, a year, okay? So otherwise, I think this is really up to you to structure, right? I hope that answers your question. We have, let's see if we have other questions. Okay, so I think done, all right? Okay, is there any other question that I missed? Okay, can internship credits, okay, sorry, can internship credit replace core course units? Not core, okay? So the core courses you have to do as I illustrated earlier on, but you can take internship to replace your elective course unit, okay? So internship can count as part of your graduation requirement, okay? So I hope that answers your question. Is there a difference in tuition fees between 1 year and 2 year program? No, so the tuition fee is calculated by program, okay? So if you do 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, it's the same, okay? So if I study for 2 years, do I need to pay? Okay. So yeah, so it's by program. As I'm a full student, is it possible for me to look for internship during first semester? It is possible, but usually we will strongly recommend that as a full-time student, you do take some courses first in the first semester because many of the core courses are in fact in the first semester, okay? And then once you are transitioning into NUS, you can start to look for internship, and perhaps in your second semester or even your third semester, you can do some internship if you want, okay? So I recommend that you take some courses in your first semester, okay? Of course, unless there are some really unusual circumstances that your internship has to be in the first semester and so on, but know that many of the core courses are in the first semester, right? Okay, are there opportunity to pursue a PhD? Yeah, so I do get this question sometimes. We do have many great research-based faculty in our department and also in NUS. So this degree program is a course-by-course program. Okay, so you do courses, but of course during the time here at NUS, if some you are sparked or you're inspired academically, and then you felt that you want to do more research in certain area, feel free to approach individual instructors separately, okay, and then there might be chance to engage in some research opportunities or even research assistant opportunities, and then I think we'll take it from there. Okay, so PhD has to be supervised by at least one main supervisor or advisor, and then that has to be worked out on a student to supervisor or advisor basis. Okay, so there is possibility to continue with a PhD, but then it has to be arranged separately. Okay, with specific advisors. Okay, so what core courses will be offered in the second semester? Okay, so we will have the course listing, right, Jeffrey, on the website. So you can refer to that. I can share with you. There are very few courses. Most of the core courses are offered in semester 1. Okay, so I think there are very few in semester 2, but no worries. We will share the website, and you can go to the website and then check out the detailed listing of the core and elective courses that will be offered in the first and second semester. Okay, so make sure we have that on the website, Jeffrey. All right, so will there be a list of modules for semester 2 so that we can choose to plan our schedule better? Will there be a list of modules for semester? Yeah, so okay, so I answered that question already. So we'll put the module or courses on the website, okay, and then make sure that everyone is on the same page, knowing which are offered in semester 1 and semester 2. I think by now we already know in the next year, so 2 semesters of academic year, what will be offered. Okay, so we'll make that information available to all the students. Okay, so no worries. Okay, can I do internship in mainland China, not in Singapore? So we had this request before. So for many reasons, this is very difficult. Okay, so we encourage you to do it in Singapore because for admin reasons and for other reasons that we try to minimize student taking internship outside Singapore, because then it's harder for us to track, and then also for a host of other reasons. So so try to look for internship in Singapore. Okay, so anyways, this is why you are here, right, in Singapore. I mean, it can be a Chinese or a Swiss or a German affiliated company or subsidiary in Singapore. that's fine, right? But location-wise, try to do it in Singapore. Okay. Is there a difference in school fees between a 1-year and 2-year program? Okay, so I answered this already, right? So it's by program. Okay. Right. Okay. Is there a criteria for what kind of internship can be mapped to MOTI credit bearing internships? Yes. So each internship that you want to go for has to be approved by the program office and myself, and then in consultation with the program managers and admins. So it's on a case-by-case basis. So we will say, okay, this is fine. Usually for MOTI internship, it needs to have some component of not only the technology side, but the management side as well. Okay. So it can't just be a marketing internship. It cannot just be a programming internship. It has to have some element of that management of technology innovation. Okay, so again, it has to be approved on a case by case. Usually not too difficult. Okay, as long as there's some element of management of technology innovation component in the internship. Right? Okay, I think I've successfully answer all your questions. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So in the interest of time. Okay, so let me just take two more. I think on the other chat, there are two chats. Are overflow courses identical to the normal course and also be able to fulfill program requirements? Overflow courses. You have to tell me a little bit about what you meant by overflow courses. Okay, so I'm going to answer the next question. Is it possible to convert from master program to graduate certificate midway? Usually we don't give that exit. Okay. I think so far, most, if not all, of our students complete the degree, right? So this is not a given. Okay, so again, you are in the program, you are admitted because we believe in your potential to finish the program and your capacity to survive and do very well in NUS. So please do try to complete the master program. Okay, if I study for 1 year, is there any extra exchange opportunity? Yes, so there is overseas exchange, as I mentioned. We'll provide more websites and more information along the way. And then if there are some internship opportunities, sometimes a company come to us, we also provide the information to you. Okay? All right. So let me just... Okay, over course. Is it possible to convert from master program to graduate? Okay, so this one I answered. Over course, 501G. Yeah, so yes, it is possible. Okay, so 501 and 501G, you might notice some of the G designations. I encourage all the students to take the one without the G. Okay, the MOTI student. The G usually we reserve for non-MOTI students, right? But of course, you say, okay, the timing of the course really doesn't fit my working schedule. I have to take the G. It should be okay. Right, so we should be able to allow you to use that to complete your requirement. Okay, so hope that answers questions. Okay, all right. So I think for now, in the interest of time, let me move on to the next segment. Okay, and we have some more opportunity to talk afterwards. I hope I've answered most, if not all, of your questions successfully. All right. All right. So I will introduce the instructors. Okay. So and then each of the instructor can talk for a couple of minutes about their courses really quickly. So I'm Kenneth Huang. Okay, so I teach two courses, one core and one elective, right? So in semester 1, in the coming August semester, I'm teaching intellectual property management innovation strategy, right? So this course is about intellectual assets has been super important and growing importance for many large and small firms. Okay, intellectual assets includes, of course, patents, copyright, trademarks, and then processes, data, and so on, right? So this course teach you and then allow you to understand how firms can better manage their IP, right? Which is a kind of intellectual assets. And then also associated with that, what are some of the innovation strategy they need to deploy at every stage of the firm, right? So some larger firms are on the top of the pyramid, means they are a little bit more sophisticated in terms of IP management. They might need to deploy a different set of innovation strategy associated with IP management, to capture value, to create value, and then to deliver that value to customers, okay? And then some of the firms might be just starting out to try to file for a few patents and try to create some value and capture value through patenting. Then the strategy is quite different for those firms as well. Okay, so MT 501 is a core course which kind of illustrate and then share some of the best practices and allow you to understand a little bit more about how large and small firms manage their IP and deploy useful and effective innovation strategy. Okay, so that's 501. MT 5023 is technology-based entrepreneurial strategy. Is a course that's geared towards entrepreneurial startups, okay? Or students are interested in entrepreneurship or just even corporate entrepreneurship, or just want to understand a little bit more about the entrepreneurial strategy process, okay? For technology-based firms, okay? So here we'll take you through the framework of understanding how firms set strategies, right? So how startup firms, in a resource constrained environment, where you have to make strategic decisions and choices, you cannot pursue two or three paths at the same time, right? Because you are resource constrained. So you have to make strategic choices and decisions, and how under that circumstances, we teach you a framework to understand how you can deploy entrepreneurial strategy, whether it's through a platform-based strategy, whether it's through IP strategy, or whether it's through value chain strategy, or even you want to disrupt the market, right, through some sort of disruptive innovation strategy. Okay, so we'll take you through the framework and then share with you how startup firms, or at least for you student interested in starting up new companies or in corporate entrepreneurship, how entrepreneurial strategy works. Okay, so that's my very brief introduction of the two courses. I'm now going to introduce in turn. So Dr. Punima, and then we'll be teaching our MT 507, Management of Technological Innovation, and then MT 5010, Technology Forecasting, Intelligence, and Foresight. So perhaps Punima, you want to say a couple of words?
Yeah. Thanks, Kenneth. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to MOTI program. I was working with Kenneth in terms of selecting our students for the program, and I should say congratulations, because it wasn't easy with the exploding number of applications. Great that you made it, and I'm pretty sure you all will do well in the module and have good things to say about the module when you graduate. That I'm very sure of. Now, coming back to the courses that I teach, you can call me either Anna or Purnima, whatever you're comfortable with. I teach two courses, one in semester one, which is MT 5007. If you can see the title of the course, it's Management of Technological Innovation, very similar to our program itself, right? And it is one of the core modules. So what we do in this course, it's also being taught by my colleague Amit and Bert, who are here. It's the overflow course, the 5007G. So we have two other colleagues teaching this module. What we'll be covering is an overview of all the topics related to management of technology and innovation. Okay, so if you see, many of the each week will cover a topic of MOTI. And if you look at our course offerings, there might be an elective or a core course being offered on that title. For example, I will teach a session on IP management in one of the weeks, and there is an elective there's a core module being offered on IP management 5001. There'll be one on R&D management being taught as in one of the weeks, and I teach one of the R&D management courses, which is foresighting and forecasting. Okay, so what the course intends to provide is give you a bird's eye view of all MOTI topics, so that you get a flavor for what MOTI is. And based on whatever is covered in the course, you can make an informed decision in choosing your elective modules. If you're interested in IP management, or if you're interested in entrepreneurship related modules, you can get an overview of those topics from this module and then choose your electives accordingly. That is what the course intends to provide. Okay, and it is one of the core modules. It's highly recommended that you do this module in your first semester. I've seen a few students in the past who tend to miss this module in the first semester and then try to take it in their third semester or second semester. But it's highly recommended that you do it in the first semester, that you get an overview of the topic, MOTI topics. Okay, that's about 5007. I also offer an elective module in semester 2, which is MT 5010. This is pitched towards R&D managers and directors. If you aspire to become an R&D manager or director, you have to make crucial decisions regarding your R&D activities in your organization. And for that, you need to engage in certain kind of foresighting activities, forecasting activities. So what that module will teach you is, not only provide the framework required for you to think like a director and manager, it will also give you hands-on tools, exposure to hands-on tools and techniques in terms of data analytics, in terms of foresighting techniques and all, using software and with some data, cleaning and analyzing that is being done, which helps you in taking decisions as an R&D manager or a director. That's what the module is all about. It is a slightly advanced topic, so if you have work experience, it's going to come in very handy. But the course is really, really interesting in the sense, last semester I taught this module. I had guest lecturers from all over the world coming and teaching almost every week. And these are very senior people in senior positions because they are the ones running the show in the respective company. So they come and talk about the experiences and then, what kind of tools and, what is their thought process like in terms of orchestrating the R&D activities in the organization. So, MT 5010 is slightly more advanced topic, and MT 5007 is the foundational course. Okay. That's about the two courses that I teach. And if you have any further questions, I believe there's going to be breakout session at the end. I'll be happy to answer in that breakout room. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Punima. Yeah, so Punima teach wonderful courses, and do look into these two courses, right? Especially the 507, which provides a foundation. Dr. Chai Kahin teaches our creativity and problem-solving skills. I don't think Dr. Chai couldn't be here today. Apologies. And then Dr. Tan Loon Ching, our Professor Tan, teach applied engineering statistics. We have Professor Amit Jain here today, who teaches also MT 507, as Punima mentioned, and then also MT 5022, digital disruption and technology strategy. Amit, would you like to say a few words about your courses?
Thank you, Kenneth, for introducing the program. My name's Amit Jain. I'm an associate professor in ISEM. Like Purnima, I teach MT 5007, but I won't talk about that. I'll focus on MT 5022. This course is called Digital Disruption and Technology Strategy. This course was basically inspired by the fact that digital technologies are impacting our life in a very big way. In fact, digital technologies are also disrupting us as individuals, industries, companies, everything. So the course stems from this kind of objective. In the course, I look at disruption, I look at platforms, different kind of digital technologies such as big data, cloud computing, machine learning, IoT, etc. These are names you're all familiar with, probably. But let me motivate this all with an example from my personal life. So I came to Singapore about 15 years ago. I got a job at NUS. And at that time, I was told by HR, go rush and open a bank account. Okay, something as basic as that. So being a bit naive, I just rushed, and the biggest bank around was DBS. So I opened my bank account in DBS. I went to a branch in Clementi, and life is good. But DBS has gone through, and I'm sure a good number of you are also DBS clients, particularly if you're Singaporean or living in Singapore, because DBS has a market share of about 50%. But over the last 15 years, sequentially, DBS has been through a number of changes. From my life, the first change I saw is my branch in Clementi disappeared. It moved somewhere else. Second change is I was living in NUS accommodation and the ATM machine disappeared. No more ATM, and I'm a really old-fashioned guy. I like my money, cash. And my wife, I can tell you, she likes it even more than I do. So we don't have an ATM machine. Now we must make a long trip to the mall to get cash. So these kind of changes are happening, and we might ask ourselves the question, why are these changes happening? And some of you might have guessed the answer to this question. I'll just leave it as a question mark. You come to MT 5022 and we'll discuss more about DBS and about other things. But the thing is, digital strategy, digital technologies are behind these kind of changes, which are impacting our lives in imperceptible and in big ways. Let me give you a second example, and then I stop speaking. We've all heard of the company Airbnb. Airbnb has millions of accommodation for rent, and it has millions of customers. I'm one of them. And in the first 4 years, Airbnb's customers base increased from 0 to 4 million. And in the next year, it increased from 4 million to 8 million. This is massive. I mean, if you're engaged in startups and managing your own companies, such a scaling effect is mind-boggling. So you might ask yourself the question, how is this scaling up taking place? Is the technological staff, the IT staff, because Airbnb is a purely online business, is this staff also scaling up in parallel? Are the number of servers, systems increasing also? And to find out the example answer, come to MT 5022. But it has something related to digital disruption and technology strategy. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Amit. I love the cliffhangers. And so to check out the answers for those two cases and many other fascinating cases, please consider Amit's case, Amit's course, MT 5022. I know Dr. Bird is here, who teaches our course on MT 5007G. So, Dr. Bird, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity, and good afternoon, everyone. And since we're talking about MT 5007, I think it would be good to quickly jump in here and share a few things about myself. When you join MT 5007G, what you can expect is that I teach from my everyday professional engagements. I teach from everyday experiential immersive context. So yes, I teach at NUS, but 95% of my daytime I spend on actually running the innovation programs for the large corporates, right? So the Lagos, L'Oreal, P&G, Procter & Gamble, Yili in China, because I know we have a lot of Chinese students here. So Yili, PMPM, and a few other Chinese firms. They're my typical clients for whom I do their strategic foresight and for whom I actually create their innovation roadmap. So when you join the G version of 5007, we go immersive on everyday experience, the latest handlings, examples, how corporates actually handle the execution of their innovation programs. So what you can expect from my side is more of a discussion as we go through all the different modules on a very experiential, immersive basis, right? And to the other point, so my course doesn't have a final exam, because the final exam is that you will actually present the outcome of the 13 weeks of immersive homework towards a panel of experienced venture capitalists and actual senior corporate innovation managers, so that they will be here together with me at the final session to make an assumption. On the other side, I balance the corporate perspective, because I have been 15 years a corporate R&D leader for Procter & Gamble and Avery Dennison myself. I also bring in the entrepreneurial perspective. For the past 10 years in Singapore, I've been a serial entrepreneur. So I started 7 startups myself. I've mentored hundreds of them. And even today, I've got operational CXO roles in 4 or 5 of them. So I balance that corporate point of view with a very experiential, applied, and pragmatic entrepreneurship point of view. So what you see throughout all the modules in my course is that balanced perspective on how would you do technology innovation management from a corporate point of view, but with a counterbalance to how would you do that entrepreneurially, right? So if any of the students are kind of like not sure what their future career holds, corporate or entrepreneurial, you get a good perspective from a hands-on perspective, very pragmatically from my side. To the other points, like I hear digital transformation. There's a few things I heard you talk, Kenneth, about plagiarism. So one thing that I do encourage, because I do it in an everyday professional point of view, and I was just mentioning in the chat to someone else, that in my main firm that I run, I have displaced 30% of my staff and replaced it with AI tools. So I take AI tools very, very seriously. And I have a very operational rooted experience in how AI is going to make innovation management much more effective, productive, and everything, the good and the bad associated with that. So all these different things you would get from the G course. So if anyone is interested in the immersive point of view, then I think that's the main thing that I can bring.
Great. Thanks so much, Dr. Berg-Roman. So we have great professors and many leading industry leaders as well in our program. So do check out Dr. Berg's course. Okay, so next we will have Professor Ignatius, followed by Professor Virginia Chia, right? Okay, Ignatius, I understand you want to share screen. So let me stop.
Yes, please. Yes.
Yep, so let me stop sharing. Okay, I think I've stopped sharing. You can share screen.
Yeah. Okay, welcome everyone. And nice intro with Bert talking about immersive and experiential. So I too come from industry, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Tech Launch, which is about taking a technology to market. And to that end, are you looking for a course where you want to experience entrepreneurship with a real technology? Would you want to learn about internships and jobs? You can see I'm doing a bit of selling here now. Do you want to meet leaders and CEOs from companies and startups from around the globe? And a course with no exams, and you get to work and talk with people from various faculties and industry. Well, I invite you to come and join Tech Launch, which is a very experiential course. And I couldn't tell you how it feels, so I put an image to show you how the students look like at the end of the course. So this is how it feels. Now, for this semester, we have projects with technologies like the first one, Ocelot, is a membrane from technology from chemical engineering, and another chemical engineering technology on algae, where they want to take it to an end product that's sustainable. Next, we have BioInspect from A-Star, which is a portable, non-invasive spectroscopy tool for biological services like the skin. They want to see how can we get this to the healthcare industry. Cicatus is coming from mechanical engineering, and it's a materials technology, sustainable materials technology for cooling. And finally, we have Spectricity, which is a CMOS-based semiconductor technology on image sensing with very special characteristics, and they want to see how it could go into camera modules like a phone and other applications. Well, I'm inviting you to join us in this course, and to know more, you are invited to an in-person session on the 19th at 6:30 p.m., or you can join on Zoom, and you can listen to not just us, you can listen to even past students talk about their experiences in this course. Next, let me introduce you to Frugal Innovation. This course is not available in this semester. It will only be available next semester. And this course is taught by myself and Associate Professor Walter Lee, who is also from industry. It's about problem statements from industry and society. And it's about addressing bigger challenges that impact Singapore and other societies. You get to design frugal innovations for modern society, and you can be exposed to different environment while creating sustainable and viable solutions. This helps you develop transferable skills to increase your employability. So to learn more, I would suggest you come for the info session that we have. And here are some examples of past projects where we've been to India or Indonesia, or even here with manufacturing companies, solving real problems from industry and society. So once again, I'm finishing up with telling you to join us on Friday, 19th July at 6:30 p.m. for an info session. Click on the QR code. With that, thank you very much. I'll pass you back, Kenneth.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Ignatius. We do have a lot of integration of real-world industry experience and site visits and so on with our courses. Okay, so next, let me have Professor Virginia Chia to talk a little bit about her course, MT5922.
Hi, everyone. How are you? It's Virginia Chia. I actually have a joint appointment at NUS with NUS Business School. I'm an adjunct professor with NUS Business School. Added a few years ago a co-appointment with the College of Engineering and Design. So I'm pleased to be here. And the class I'm teaching is called MT5922. All right. And it's the title is called Engineering Concepts and Application of Engineering Leadership. I'm sorry, I seem to have a runny nose now. I just sneeze like crazy. So sorry about that. So basically, this course was the vision of Professor C.C. Han, who really is a pioneer in the whole notion of engineering leadership. He's a professor emeritus now at NUS, just retired, I think, just last year, and really sort of the giant behind all of us here. Okay, so his vision was to emulate what Stanford and MIT did, which was to introduce leadership concepts to engineers. And funny thing is, everyone, you may not know this, but I actually have a PhD from NUS under Prof. Han many years ago. So, so he went all over to look for someone to teach this course, engineering leadership. Went to NUS Business School, and NUS Business School said, the only person who can teach this would be Virginia Chia, his former PhD student, which was actually kind of a funny story. He had to go big circle around NUS to find me when I was always his student. So I'm pleased to be here in Chinese, 报恩, to return and pay back to what was given to me under his tutelage when I was studying for my PhD. Anyway, back to the course. 5922 is a completely 100% CA. There's no exams. You have to do a group project. Actually, in the group project is a series of presentations. So you have to learn how to present. You will learn concepts. I will go over management theories such as expectancy theory, what motivates employees, how do you build a team, how do you tell a story, and also we'll talk about some soft skills. We'll do a lot of psychometrics tests on yourself so you can understand your leadership potential. And so you have to do a lot of presentations. You have to work within your team. So I'm not selling it. I have to tell you that this is the second run of this program. And the first run, we did it last year. And everybody said it was a lot of work, but apparently they liked it enough that they left a pretty good evaluation. All right. So I'm not selling it to you. It's a lot of work. Okay. You have to do a lot of activities that you're probably not used to in an engineering course. For example, you have to do a lot of interviews. You have to do a lot of talking, communication, finding out about other people's preferences, which of course, as engineers, you're like, I don't care. I just want to solve this problem. This is mathematically, not relevant, etc. So you'll be put into uncomfortable sort of situations. So if you don't like that, don't take this class. Okay? If you want to learn about yourself and how to relate to others and about empathy, soft skills, tailored to engineering people. That's what's different about this class. I don't teach this in NUS Business School. In fact, funny story is that I don't teach leadership in NUS Business School because this is the funny story. I don't believe much in about soft skills. Okay, I'm a diehard computer engineer. I have a computer science bachelor degree. I graduated in 1976 with my first degree. I'm a total geek. So I never understood this whole soft skills nonsense, okay? So it's funny that, 4 decades later, I'm now teaching it because after 4 decades, I realized actually it's kind of important. So I have my unique spin on this whole soft skills, leadership. What does it mean to be a leader in engineering? Which is different than, say, a strategy course or et cetera in business school. So if you're game, come take my class. If you don't want a lot of work or don't want to do uncomfortable things, then don't take my class. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you. Thanks, Virginia. She's
I'm
great.
not selling it, am I? I'm not selling it.
You sold it pretty well. So she's great. I first met her. I think she was helping me to do a guest lecturer, and she has done a brilliant job and has since been helping us with several courses. And of course, do check out her course if you want to tap into more of her wisdom and insights. Okay. So next, I'm going to circle back and then introduce our two colleagues here at ICM. First, Dr. Yu Wei, who is assistant professor here in our department. So Yu Wei teaches MT 508, internal and collaborative corporate entrepreneurship, and as well as MT 5020, managing the human elements of technology management, right? So Yu Wei, would you want to say a few words? I think you're muted.
Yeah, thank you, Kenneth, for the introduction. So my name is Wei Yu, and I'm currently assistant professor here at ICM. So my research and also my teaching interest, it's more about the entrepreneurship and innovation at the micro level. So that is at the individual level and at the firm level. like what kind of factors influence individuals to become entrepreneurs, and also what kind of factors influence the firms to engage in innovative and entrepreneurial behaviors. Okay, so I'm teaching 2 courses. One is MT 5008, so that is internal and collaborative corporate entrepreneurship. So the goal of this course is to help you to understand the firm and its environment, and how firms can build entrepreneurial capabilities, both inside and outside the corporation. Okay, so after this course, you will start to understand like how to assess the degree of entrepreneurship of an organization. What are some of the obstacles of firm building entrepreneurial capabilities? The different modes and the processes of internal corporate venturing, so that is internal corporate entrepreneurship, and what are the modes and the processes of external corporate venturing, like external or collaborative corporate entrepreneurship. Okay, so these are more like the goals and objectives of MT 508. And for the assessment, it will be very straightforward. So for the 10%, your class contribution, 10% your peer evaluation, the 40% is a group assignment for the first half of internal corporate venturing, and 40% is second part of this course, that is the Open Innovation Initiative, or it's more about collaborative corporate entrepreneurship. So the second course is MT 5020. So that is managing the human elements of technology management. So the goal of this course is to provide you with a theoretical and foundational understanding for developing skills related to this motivation, teamwork, transition of roles, etc., in the technology management process. So you'll start to understand or identify key human aspects of technological innovation and discuss the implications for teams and organizations. And you will assess the different roles occupied by technical professionals in the innovation process. And also you will develop key skills in motivating technological professionals, building creative cultures, etc., So the assessment for this course, again, is very straightforward. You will have a group assignment for 40%. And unfortunately, you will also have a final exam, individual final exam for 40%. You also have 10% for peer evaluation and 10% for class contribution. Okay, so basically, as you can see, 2 of my courses, they are focused on micro levels, individual and firm level, entrepreneurial and innovative behavior. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks very much, Yue. Next, we will let Dr. Tan Kim Seng as well as Anthony go next to talk about their course on MT 5911 venture funding. Okay.
Hi, thank you, Kenneth, for the introduction.
You need to share screen, or are you good?
Yes, I will need to share screen. And both Anthony and I, we are excited to meet the new class. It's a privilege to come back to the university and share our experience. Let me share the screen. All right. Okay, yeah, I hope you can see the screen. Yeah, both Anthony and I, we are adjunct faculty members from the venture capital community and also the startup community. Our class is on the Friday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. In this course, we are actually quite fortunate to have our fellow practitioners and also our friends supporting us throughout the session. Sorry, the screen froze a little bit. So I will just continue talking as I try to solve this sharing issue. In this course, throughout the 13 weeks, we are bringing our friends, including venture capitalists and also entrepreneurs to the class. You will get to meet over 25 practitioners over the 13 weeks. And more importantly is we actually work with the whole class through teamwork to sort of go through various experiential activities together. And hopefully after the 13 weeks, you will internalize and you will remember the various aspects of venture capital funding for tech venture. So this is part of the efforts together with our colleagues in the College of Design and Engineering to promote entrepreneurship, and more importantly is to also help in commercializing technology. My brief background, as you can see for this screen, are you able to see this screen?
Yeah,
yes.
not in the full sharing mode, but
yes. Okay, let me try to activate the full sharing mode. Okay, now it's okay.
Perfect.
So I come from engineering background. Happy to be back to our department after graduated from ISE many years ago. I was practicing as an engineer and I became a banker. And subsequently, I joined the venture capital industry. So I set up my own venture capital fund about maybe 15 years ago. Happened to meet Prof. Chow. Prof. Chow is a wonderful entrepreneur. And Prof. Chow, are you there?
Yes, thanks.
Hi. Yeah. Prof. Chow, you want to say a few words about yourself and your journey?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I mean, it's an honor to be here with all the incoming students as well as a faculty member of the faculty. So my name is Anthony. On my day job, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Igloos. To many of the incoming students, probably about 10 years ago, I graduated. Not too far from where you guys are today. So since I graduated, I started this company called Igloo with a vision to create a world without keys. We have 8 offices around the world, headquartered in Singapore, and I bring to the class many of the experiences in building this business across different regions. Office in Shenzhen over in China, and Austin over in Texas over in the United States. The world is getting pretty bipolar or multipolar, as many of them are saying. So raising money in this environment, with the rise of the Middle East, I think there's a lot of experiences that over the past couple of years that I've faced with, which will be very interesting to bring to the class to have nice conversations. Today, we work with more than 2,000 enterprises around the world. Many of them are in Fortune 500. How do you build companies and create the value to your customers? I think together with Prof. Tan's experiences will be very helpful. I'm also a Young Leader Circle as part of Milken Institute, so contribute to a couple of their experiences as well as their conferences around the world in Singapore as well as in LA and also in Dubai, to work with a bunch of young professionals who support and contribute to the Milken Institute. Yeah, back to you, Prof. Tan.
So are you surprised to know that actually NUS is the top founders school, having produced the most number of highly funded startups in Singapore, including those unicorns? So this was a survey results actually sort of published by our friend Jeffrey from one of the VC fund. So our effort in running this MT5911, in bringing our friends, our network, and sharing our experiences to the class, essentially is to try to make the learning a little bit more fun and definitely experiential. But at the end, it's actually a closed loop process that you not only learn about the content, you go through the experiential elements, practice what you have learned, and you'll put that into actual teamwork through project development, and you will do a final presentation to our panel of judges. All right, how does it work? So you have our friends coming back. Last year, we were quite blessed to have a class size of 63, coming from various backgrounds, including architecture and other faculties. We all come together, we learn from each other. Our colleague at NUS Enterprise came to the class, talk about some of the early funding scheme from NUS Enterprise as well, right? That's part of the NUS support system. And one of our adjunct faculty member, Prof. Tan Yin Lan, actually co-founded Insignia Ventures. I saw the founding of Insignia from the start, 200 over million, and now it's over $1 billion asset under management, a VC fund quite well recognized in this region, all right? So Inlan is also with us in some of the sessions. And our class, I think through the help of our fellow classmates, we'll reach out to Block 71, we'll arrange visit to Block 71. This was an old photo visiting Carousel many years ago. And with classmates working together, I think we will sort of understand the infrastructure besides the processes and stuff like that, supporting entrepreneurship, and more importantly, towards the commercialization of technology. So you may have heard that the class is actually organized into 4 committees, and I shall let Anthony take over from here. Anthony, please continue to share.
Sure, thanks, Prof. Tan. This is a typical timetable across the 13 weeks. You can see that we bring guest lectures in almost every session that talks to kind of amplify as well as emphasize many of the discussion points that we have around VC funding as well as entrepreneurship. Next slide. And these are some examples. I think it really culminates into 2 very important events. One is a venture funding roundtable. Another one is a project scope. So the venture funding roundtable, we bring really renowned VCs to really get into a closed door, basically to be intimate and up close with everyone here. And you make very good connections. Some of them build funds that are worth AUM of $1 billion and above. Some of them are angel investors, maybe from different regions, from Japan, from the US, maybe from the Bay Area as well, to be here to share with a global perspective, and also entrepreneurs as well, who have built companies that have raised hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, thanks. This is a nice, we have a LinkedIn page. Feel free to follow to see interesting updates as we'll start posting more towards the end of this year as we start into semester 2. And this is the final project presentation that all of us will come together. We'll create projects. This could be real life startups, or this could be projects that you're interested to start after this class. We bring together VCs as well as, even, so for example, funds from Europe like Garage, Temasek-backed funds like Heliconia, Hustle Fund from the Bay Area, or even EDB, and even the Singapore Stock Exchange as well will be there. If you're interested in listing in Singapore, this will be good connections that you can create. These are people who are presenting. It's almost like a Shark Tank style, except that you're not publicized live on TV. You're just in NUS, so it's a very nice closed door thing, but you really get a taste of how it is pitching to a panel of VCs. And as you go along, if you look at this picture here, it's interesting to note that, at the end of it, despite all the tough questions that you might be faced, everyone comes together for some food, drinks, and you see this picture here, you don't actually know who's the mentor, the judge, or the student. Everyone creates good friendship and connection at the end of the session that will be pretty helpful for your career as you graduate from MT Finance 1 in the class. Yeah. So you think of it as a jump start to your career if you want to join VC or maybe start companies. We also have real life case studies, and actually many of these case studies are from Prof. Tan's fund, where many of this is a very diverse kind of range of projects that will deep dive in, peel behind the layers, what it takes to invest in a company and what are the ROI necessary involved. The different company funding stages, some of you might be starting companies or already have started companies. No matter which stage you are, we'll talk about frameworks on how you think about fundraising. Next slide. And certainly about startups as well. If you have challenges about creating companies, across this entire journey, because if you're thinking about from the VC's perspective, you need to know who the startups are. We'll talk about startups, the framework of building companies. We'll talk about from the VC's perspective as well. How do you create relationships between VCs and startups that are win-win, value creation. And we actually use a real life case study from Prof. Tan's fund. Next slide. To look at how a fund structure looks like from LPs, and on the fund itself, what kind of value creation that you can create for your clients, for your VC, for your startups, like the global network and partners, as well as all the different kind of portfolio that you might want to create in the next slide. So I think these are all really practical examples, and we bring a lot of people together to share with you real life examples. We have good comments from our past graduates. I think Prof. Tan has been running this for 12 years. I'm supporting him since last year. So if you guys join, this will be the second batch from me. I'll be very excited and honored to welcome you. There are a lot of good feedback, and certainly we want to bring this forward. And a lot of the feedback is really saying that it's a realistic course. It's very hands-on, it's very experiential, very interactive. We all have a lot of fun together and we all learn together. Yeah. So I think finally, just, I just want to say that I'm super excited about what this course can bring to all our students here. Look forward to providing everyone a holistic approach with over 20 venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, And we believe that, this will be a nice kind of a closed door environment to equip you with skills, knowledge, but most importantly, I think mentorship and connections, so that as you want to thrive in the entrepreneur or the VC landscape after you graduate. So look forward for you joining our class. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks so much for your sharing, Prof. Tan and Prof. Anthony Chow. So as you can see, this is very exciting. Even I want to go back to class, right, to take this course. Okay, so do check the course out. So in the interest of time, let me move on to the next course by Dr. Vincent Kuo, okay, our senior lecturer here in ISEM. So Dr. Vincent is teaching 3 courses, MT506, MT5026, and MT5027. Okay, I'll let Vincent talk a little bit about his course, and after that, we have Vinod and Randall to share their course. Right.
Yeah.
So Vincent,
Kenneth, can I use your slides or I can share mine?
you can share your slides. Okay. So
right, okay.
So
right.
Anthony and Kim Seng. So we'll let you stop sharing. Oh, there. Okay.
Okay, I want to stop, but it seems like I can't stop by.
No worries.
I've done it for you already.
Now it's good. Now it's good. No
Okay,
worries.
great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, Vincent.
Right, guys. Welcome to the program. My name is Vincent. I deliver 3 courses. So to save the time, I will just give you an overview about what they are about. So before you go into the venture capital, you better to have some good idea about your products. So in the first semester, we have MT5006 about value creation through product development. In this course, we will examine all the aspects relating to creating a new product. For example, you need to look into the aspects of features, functions, pricing, customers, and also we will also cover the strategic actions about how you set up your strategy regarding your products. Not to mention, we will discuss into the business model. Sometimes you got good products, but without a good appropriate business model, not sure you can capture the value that you are creating, and which is not it will be a sad story. So this is about MT5006, about how to create a new product. And MT5026 is in the second semester, is about experiential learning. We will invite projects from industry, big or small firms. Then students will form as a team, 3 to 5 people. You will act as a consultant, try to solving the business problems for the companies. Mostly in the past, we do a lot of market assessments. We do a lot of market entry strategies for new products or even for startups. So if you like to try to obtain hands-on experiences, this is the course for you, that you can have a lot of opportunity, interact with the company, interact with the industry, and also you will get the market data, so that you need to use your first-hand data to back up your suggestion, your recommendations. MT5027, this is the new courses I started to deliver from last year. Embracing the future, we want to talk about the entrepreneurship in emerging technologies. So in this course, we're using a little different ways. In each week, we will have different topics to cover. So after 13 weeks, we hope to can offer you some basic understanding about what you should know about the emerging technology like generative AI, blockchain, VR, biotech. Not just about the technology alone, we want to also bring in the commercialization strategy. Also, what are the bottlenecks to stop the innovation adoption? Or can this innovation be sustainable? Who will be impact? For example, generative AI is coming. Are we getting benefit from there, or we are hitting badly from generative AI? Those are the questions we will discuss in the class. So this one will help you to prepare some insights, some knowledge about what is going on in the technology field, about the latest development, or about the emerging technology. So these are the 3 courses, and then I will hope to see you in August. All right, I'll get back to Kenneth.
Yeah, thanks so much, Vincent, for sharing. Vincent is very experienced, as you can see in our program. We also have many cutting-edge elements, right, such as AI, which was mentioned a few times, different emerging technology, and many entrepreneurial courses. So do check out Vincent's courses. So next, I will invite Dr. Vinod and also Randall to talk about their course, MT5920 Enterprise Development.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Oh, thank you. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, afternoon, actually. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and great to see everyone, especially the fellow lecturers here. So I'm a adjunct professor, Vinod Basnani, and along with me is Randall. We both teach this course, Enterprise Development. My background is that I was fortunate enough to work in a Fortune 500 company where I was involved in developing a new product from scratch and developing the market. So today is almost the product almost sells $1 billion a year. So I was very fortunate in that. And then I went on to do a couple of startups. Both startups are very global. My previous startup is also now a very global company. Also valued in about a few $100 million today. So those are my journey. And this course was designed again with Prof. Huang, who was my PhD supervisor as well. So I was a control system engineer, but I jumped and became more of a business entrepreneur. So I've got both sides of the head. So this course is built from there. So this course is really meant to be a supplement to your technical skills, to develop your professional and leadership skills. And the way we do that is really to give you an opportunity to work with real companies. So we call it experiential innovation, enterprise development, experiential innovation. So the way that works is you're going to work with companies who participate in our courses. And yeah, you're going to work to help them find new market opportunities over a 13-week period. And the classes are meant to help you develop your real life skills and very useful for your career. But this is a 100% CA course. It runs in semester 1 and semester 2. So it's on Mondays, 6 to 9 p.m. And I understand that there are many core courses around in semester 1. Not to worry, you can join us in semester 2. Just drop us a note. We'll send you a reminder on that. So the companies do change, but they're always interesting projects to work with. Just go to our website. You'll find all about the course and information about the companies that participate every semester. So who is this course for? If you are exploring a career, you want to be able to manage new creation of new products and services. You're in R&D, innovation, product management, technology management, consulting. And you want to supplement those skills with your value creation skills. So in this course, you really learn how to evaluate technology and market opportunities and to determine which market to go after next. So it's very useful in any organization, even if you do your own startup. At some point you need to decide, where do I go next, right? And then at the end of the day, you want to be able to propose a new product or innovative ideas to your management or come up with a business plan. So this course is run like a workshop every week. We want it to be in, sorry, let me get back to that later. So we have 5 companies this semester, again, all very interesting. They range from AI, they range from sensors, embedded systems, and so on. And, these are the companies who are going to send representatives to the course. You get to work with them, the stakeholders, and so on. So it's a lot of industry experience that you will get to learn and work with for many of these companies. And so it's really wonderful exposure to how different companies look at, moving forward in creating new ideas and new products. And, we teach you a bunch of frameworks. Every week is like a workshop. You come to class, we teach you some frameworks, you apply it immediately, and then you go out and validate some of those ideas. And you work with your company representative to have a regular conversation. And we do also have site visits. So those are very interesting. You get to see how the R&D lab works and so on. Right? So our students all who have gone through this course really enjoy it very much. It's a very interdisciplinary course. We have students coming from all over NUS, not just MOTI students, but other parts of engineering. Sometimes we also have medicine students, and recently we have MBA students as well. So it makes a very rich and diverse experience that most of our students love it. It's very real world experience. And really it's also an opportunity to network with very seasoned business professionals, like-minded peers. So in fact, the companies who come back to participate with us, actually some of them are former students who come back and then they say, hey, now I'm a product manager, I love this course. Could I get student teams to work with. So that you find that many of our students grow into many interesting positions in the industry. So this is what I will tell you to do. If you're really interested in the course, you want to develop your value creation skills, join us. The info session is going to be held on 19 July. We'll go through in depth. You get to meet former students as well, and you can ask any questions that you want about the course. Thank you, and that's it. Yeah.
Randall, do you want to say a couple of words, or you good?
No, I'm okay. In the interest of time, I'll see them in the breakout. Thank you.
All right, great. Okay, so do check out that info session, and we also have a little bit of time for breakout. And in NUS, we are very big on interdisciplinary learning, and so in many of our courses, we have business school students, medical students, other students joining from sciences and so on, which enrich our experience. Okay, so I believe with that, we have more or less covered everyone here. Right? Anyone has not spoken yet? Okay. Okay. So with that, we are glad that we have come to the formal end of the formal part of our sharing session. And then now next, Jeff will help us do a few breakout rooms for those instructors who are still here. And feel free, right, to join all the breakout rooms. In the interest of time, we'll keep the breakout session to about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. And then no more. Of course, if you have no questions, no worries. And if you have to leave, feel free to do so. And I very much look forward to welcome you to NUS and to take some of our exciting courses and to enjoy our journey, our learning together. Okay, with all the great instructors we have here with you. Okay, so thanks again for joining us, and feel free to move into the breakout rooms if you have further questions or want to learn about the courses. Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you. I'll go to my breakout room.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, I think we can stop the recording perhaps.